She is part of our team out of many that we have that are actually a surrender pet rescue. She's one that we love talking about she actually has a meaning for both of us. So we talked about a lot of conservation here within the Animal Connection Conservation Center. Because believe it or not, these animals are now listed on the endangered species list. A lot of people don't realize that. They think, oh, there's birds all over the place. Well, what happens is these animals are being pulled from their environment to be sold in the exotic pet trade. Animals and exotic animals that are not native to here in the United States are the third most highest import item into the United States, believe it or not. I believe it's actually, isn't it go people, guns, and animals, then drugs? So they actually top some of the drugs and everything that get imported in here. And what's unfortunate is when they get these animals, either pull the eggs or they pull them when they're very, very young from mom and dad or anything like that. And they'll either wrap them in a very small container. They'll put these guys in like socks. They'll put them inside of a tire, put them inside of a tire well, hide them anywhere within a vehicle. And in order for them to cross that border, once they cross that border, maybe 2 or 3 out of the maybe 10 they caught will make it over into the pet trade. So it's very, very unfortunate when a lot of that happens. There is something you can do if you ever get one for a pet to be able to identify if it was. She has a silver bracelet on her right foot. That's basically an ID bracelet for her. It lets us know that she was born or bred here in the United States. If you ever want to get one of these guys for a pet, you absolutely can. There are hundreds, if not thousands of them in a lot of pet shelters that people don't necessarily want for a pet. She can live between 60 to 80 years, so it's a very long commitment. And a lot of people don't realize that, especially with birds. Even a bird this size. It's a long commitment for them. They get them when they're, say, your teacher's age over here, and they're like, oh, I just want the companionship. And it's unfortunate because then if they get too old and they can't take care of it anymore, they have to will it to the family. Well, their family's like, I don't want a bird. I don't know what to do with a bird. So they end up having to try and find a home for it. These animals are known as Velcro birds. Once you get them into a setting like ours, they'll attach to 1 or 2 people who typically take care of them within the family. Whereas if you do that and say mom and dad take care of it, and then you try and come over and you want to play with a bird, she has no relationship with you. So she's going to try and bite you. She's going to lunge at you. She's going to do anything she can to protect herself from you. We got very, very lucky with her because she is complete polar opposite of that. She can pretty much go to any guest we want to, little or old, tall or small, whatever. She goes to hospitals. She's very good in hospitals because she's very exciting for a lot of kids. She raises the crest up. She gets all hyper and excited. To put her on the bed of a sick child or anything like that is phenomenal. The response you get from her is absolutely fantastic. But these animals require a lot of attention and a lot of mental stimulation because they're incredibly smart. She's about as smart as a 3 or 4-year-old kid. So, wanna wave? Good. So we do quite a few behaviors with her that she has. As you guys kind of heard, she likes to greet everyone when she comes out. She does say hi to everyone. She's very proper. She won't say bye to anybody. She always says hi. She wants you to stay with her. What they have what's crazy, it's kind of crazy. This is something fun that we worked on with her and got her doing here, but as you saw with her feet, she has what's called zygodactyl feet. Good girl. 2 in front, 2 in back. So, Lena helped me out with this one because she is so fantastic and crafty that we basically taught her, and you wouldn't think for a bird, I gotta set it up first. There we go. That you would have to teach a bird to climb. Climb. But we actually had to teach her to do it. But she will do it. Something that she had to figure out how to do, kind of trust herself and work herself that way. But that's good for her because not only will these birds fight to get their food, but sometimes they have to hang for it, climb for it in order to be able to get it, and then she's going to climb herself back up. She uses her beak as basically a third appendage. She has a little bit of a dip in her lower jaw and on her lower beak that allows her to hold that nut that I put in there to be able to carry it back up to be able to enjoy it. She uses her toes to manipulate her food as well. Her tongue is dry, which is really creepy, but it is. And very cool like that. Now, with any bird, the first question we always get is, can we touch it? Everyone wants to touch everything. We don't like to do a lot of touches with any of our birds, especially her as well. She's fully flighted. So she does do flights for us as well. She'll fly from us to guests and back. And we like to make sure that her feathers stay in a healthy condition. So that's one of those that we do there. But now, to show you how smart she really is and how good she is at climbing, we're going to test her on the tiny rope. So as soon as she gets her little butt over here, there we go. She's like, well, I know what's happening now.
How long does it take her?
Good girl. All right. So you guys ready for this one? So this just goes to show you how well she does at climbing. She's pretty good, right? You cheater! Good girl. That's actually on purpose. So the whole purpose of this behavior is to show not only how well she climbs, but also how smart and intelligent she is. This took her about 2 days to figure out, okay, I'm not going to climb this, I'm just going to pull this out. The climb probably took, I'd say over a span of what we're working, maybe 3 months in order for her to learn how to do it. But even just something basic like routine climbing would be something that difficult for her. But she does it now, she's very good at it, so it's a lot of fun that we get to do there. But as I said, she's one that we can interact with anyone, so we're going to give you guys that opportunity so you guys can all come up and meet Susie here. As soon as she takes her time with the rest of her almond here. You guys have any questions about her?
Do you know her exact age?
We assume it's anywhere between about 35 to 40.
Okay.
It's empty. Can I take it? No, I'll see if I can figure it out. Anywhere between 35 to 40 is where we're estimating her ages. There's nothing there. Good girl.
Why is she so shaky?
Well, she's actually trying. She's having to balance herself. The perch itself isn't exactly the most stable. It's basically just perch into a small pallet and move the perch. Let's see if she's on me. So it's go ahead. The talk is something you have to capture. So this bird here, she's not known as a mimicking bird like some of your other parrots or your macaws, African greys and stuff like that. These guys can have maybe 5 or 6 sayings, or not so much. I am warning you guys don't have to have her on your hand. The nails are a little sharp. We haven't manicured them in a little while. So it's your choice if you want to. You can feel what it's like. This one not that bad. She doesn't drip on too bad. So
yeah,
yes. Good girl. But we're more than welcome to get. So if we want, we'll start in the line with this. You go down from this side all the way down here, or if you guys want, you guys can create a line. Lena can have your camera so you guys can take photos.
When I get to you, I'll take your camera. Okay. Hold 1,000 because I will drop them.
Can you also take a picture of this?
Okay, how do I do that?
Yeah, if y'all have your phone unlocked, camera ready to go, it'll be easier.
Yep, it'll be much quicker.
Mine's recording, but there's a camera right here. You press and it takes a picture.
Sometimes I'm not the best with phones.
She loves guys, so for all you boys, you guys are in luck. We're going to put her on that hand over there. So what you guys are going to do when you put her out, you're going to put your hand out like this. You're going to put your thumb down. You're going to put your fingers around it and make a fist. We're going to basically turn you out this way a little bit. And you can look over at Lena and smile.
Oh, it's recording. Oh, God. Okay, never mind. I got it. Fixed it. Super good at things today.
You must feel so majestic right now, Kevin.
At any point, you guys can ask any questions. Feel free. It doesn't necessarily have to be about her as well. It can be about any.
Does she only know how to say hi?
What's that?
Does she only know how to say hi?
Yes.
So
These animals are known as an alarm bird. So her main role is what she does. Good girl. Is in her environment, she's actually the predator is actually within this room is a Burmese python. It is something I would definitely go after. You ready, bud? Let's go. So if we ever bring them out when we pass her in the front, she will thumb inside. Perfect. You can turn your arm out just a little bit. She'll squawk as loud as she can. She'll raise that crest up and she'll do that because she's alarming everyone that there's a predator nearby. That's what she does. Now imagine that, if she's not going to do it, thankfully, at say 2 or 3 in the morning. No snooze button, you can't go beep and turn her off. It doesn't work. So it's definitely something that a lot of people don't ever take into consideration when it comes to getting a bird. They think, oh, be nice and quiet, they'll be sweet for me.
Sometimes she scares the crap out of me in the morning when I walk in and it's dark and all of a sudden I hear a really loud hi. It's startling even though you know what it is.
if it's a human child saying it, I'm gonna freak out.
You're not expecting to just hi, and like, it's just the bird.
Especially when you're still a little asleep in the morning.
She's right where you come in at.
She's like, she's the first one that you see walking in the door. She greets you every morning. Good girl.
Mine's recording. Just press the camera and it'll.
Okay, thank you.
Ella. Ready? Like I said, we got very lucky with her to be able to do this with her. Some of the birds down at Birdhouse are able to do this, some of them, but she is very lucky for us to be able to do this. Because she works with all 8 of us on the team, and anyone can walk up and do this. We do love on her. We actually help clean her, especially these feathers that are up on top. Yeah, she really can't get to.
I got you.
Ask for a little help there. Perfect. Bend your elbow, put it in your side. Perfect.
You take pictures of it.
Alright.
What makes you choose?
Stay sort of there. Oh, you jumped it.
That was awesome.
What was your question?
What makes you Okay, so to add a new animal.
I'll show you later
to the
because it's recording.
Do you think, you know what we need? We need one of these. Or does somebody just go, hey, we've got one that's great with people. Does anybody want a new tortoise? You know?
It's really kind of hit or miss. She's like, I want it on this arm, not the other arm. I put it on the other arm because she's not looking at me.
Do you need to? Do you want a picture? Do you want a picture? You want? Okay. Hi.
It really depends. We try and look at what's best for our messaging and what we can do and what we can help out with. Some we have taken in. Like I said, She's a Pet Rescue, our Florida king snakes, our California king snake, our bearded dragon, the alligator snapping turtle, and I think that's it.
That's good.
We had a 5-foot American alligator. That was a surrender pet rescue as well. That was actually owned by someone here in Texas, and they were unable to, or it's basically illegal in the state of Texas, and so they ended up confiscating her and doing that.
You can do this. I don't know. Next batter.
Don't be scared. You got this.
He's going to turn him face forward.
Can you put it on his head?
I'm afraid.
Does it matter?
Hi. Like in your gut. There you go.
He's gonna poop on his head. Right on.
Tongue out.
On your arm as well?
Sure. Which one do you want? Right.
Preferably that one, because that way she's going to look towards me. Good girl. Is there any questions about her?
Nope.
Does she have a favorite food?
Any
someplace.
kind of the nuts. If it comes to the fruit and everything, she really likes bananas and grapes.
Oh,
Probably
really?
her preferred. Yes.
I know they're
Can't
from
complain.
Australia, so they're big seed eaters in Australia.
Well, she's from Southeast Asia and Indonesia.
Oh,
so she's still going to go for a lot of the fruits and stuff as well. But they still will at the seeds. We typically use seeds when we come out and do interactions like this. Right? Good girl. Any other questions, guys?
No.
No? I think since we only have, well, thanks, let me hold that for you. We don't have much time left, so we can get you guys on the birdhouse. You can see some of them as well.
Cool.
We'll get you guys going down there. But are you ready? Good girl. But she's also fun because we do this.
That's what I thought about doing, but
That was good girl. So we're still working with her every day, trying to teach her new things. She's working on a spin as well with some of the other people as well. But this is her role. This is what we want her to do. And a lot of people are like shaming her, they're looking for the behaviors and everything, the husbandry. Our role for our animals is we want them to do this. We want them to come out, be able to interact. We bring out the pythons, we bring out scorpions, we bring out all these animals for guests and stuff to interact with. And that's what we want them to do. So we try and teach them that this is the proper behavior, which is what we want you to do. Like an eagle, you would think, oh, well, you kind of want her to fly and anything like that. She's learning, she's getting there. She's only 2, so she's kind of teaching herself how to fly. But we want her to be on our glove, sitting here, looking good, very calm and very relaxed. There's a lot of people that work an eagle that basically they have to hood them because they don't expose them to a lot of what we do. So they're very anxious, they're very nervous when they're out with people. Versus Star's been in a very big crowd. She's been on Nautilus Amphitheater stage, and she's just like, all right, I know I'm here, this is what I do, and that's what we want. We want her to be relaxed. All right, you ready?
is she gonna go with us to the birdhouse?
She is not. She stays up here. We have our own little smaller collection of animals down there that you guys are going to need as well. So grab your stuff. Follow Aaron. You guys are going to go back to the van. We'll meet you down at the birdhouse area, and we'll